All right, bladesmiths, we're just gonna jump right into this. Today, we wanna see what you're actually capable of. What we're going to do is take odd shapes of mystery steel and have you make your signature blade with those. You will come up one at a time in an order that was randomly chosen, and you will choose your piece of mystery steel out of this barrel. Jordan, you're up first. Choose your steel. You've chosen 1084 cable.
1084. It's great for me because most of my knives are made out of that steel. But I've never forged anything out of this round cable, so I'm pretty nervous.
David, you're up. Choose your steel.
I end up with 1095 cylinders, 9 of them to be exact. The metal's not difficult. It's trying to weld a cylinder to another cylinder.
Rick, you're up. Choose your steel. That is a coil of 5160.
It's just a very thick piece of steel, and you have to figure out some way to get it straight.
Good luck, bladesmiths. Your 10-minute design window starts now.
My signature blade, I would say, is a Viking sax. I think the sax would be a good design because it has a broken back. I'm going to make it with a heavier spine and probably a slimmer edge, so the heaviness will help get through the terracotta, and the thinner edge will help with the slicing.
The design for my blade is a very large straight back hunter with a recurve. A straight back hunter is something that I make quite often. I think it'll do very well with the chopping of the terracotta. It's a pretty robust blade.
I'm gonna go for a design of a camp knife with a slight recurve. Recurve is helpful with chopping because you get a little bit more bite in the cut, and that's really helpful with cutting something thick and juicy like tatami mats. I'm not a typical 21-year-old. I'm really ready to prove that even though I'm young, I am ready to start a career as a bladesmith making some of the finest knives in the world.
Bladesmiths, drop your pencils. Your design window is closed. Your 3-hour forge time starts now. Jordan threw his cable immediately into the fire. He didn't clean it, he didn't do nothing, he didn't spray it.
First thing, stick it in the forge. There's not a moment to lose when it comes to just heating it up.
Hey, he's bleeding.
He is bleeding.
Pinch my thumb in the vise. A couple minutes and I've already hurt myself. What am I, like the young guy making a fool of himself?
Come on, baby, heat up.
The first thing I got to do is uncoil it. I want to get it as hot as possible before I can get it into the pole vise. I got the coil spring in the vise, and I'm started to get somewhere, so now I'm really just banging away on that thing until I get it straight.
Fight me at every step.
How the heck am I going to do the rest of this challenge now after I've expended almost everything I got just to get this thing straightened out?
The thing is fraying like crazy. Time to cut off the end. Weld the thing together so that it's not going to fray.
The hardest part about using the cylinders is I have to make them square first and then put them together and forge weld them. After I did 2 or 3 welding heats and consolidated the billet, I knew it was solid. Yeah, I got this.
Now that I've got a cable welded, I'm gonna take it to the power hammer and really try to refine those welds, get the corners all pounded in, and then I'll have a bar that I can use to forge.
I'm gonna go over to the vise and cut my clip with the angle grinder. I could actually forge it out, but that would be another hour's worth of work, and I don't have that much time.
Hey, can you guys just watch what's happening over here with Rick?
Looks like Rick is basically gonna grind his blade into shape.
I don't recommend doing that. It is not what an experienced smith does. I don't even want to watch this. I can't watch it.
2 hours into the challenge, I'm feeling great.
My blade, it looks pretty good so far. I got no cracks yet.
So now I go to heat treat my blade. I'm a bit nervous. If the small cylinders didn't weld together, I'm going home. And waiting to hear the bad signs, but nothing. I was trying not to jump up and down, because
I want to quench only the edge of the blade so that it'll get a harder edge.
This is it. Here we go.
and the spine will stay flexible so it has good shock absorption.
Oh, there he goes. So Jordan just quinched.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bladesmiths, shut down your machines, drop your tools, secure your blades, and head back to your anvils. Your forging time is over.
Bladesmiths, this is the strength and durability test. I'll be taking your blades and hammering them into these terracotta tiles. Remember, it's not about what your blade does to these tiles, it's about what these terracotta tiles do to your blades. David, you ready?
Absolutely.
Well, David, no damage, no cracks. One of the things that I don't like about your knife is you left the back square right here. I would like to have seen you round this back off a lot more. But overall, not bad. Jordan, are you ready?
Go for it.
I was a little concerned about this edge, but virtually no damage. Just this little ding from the hammer, but that's to be expected. Rick, you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
It is a really thick edge, so this actually was well designed for cutting through the terracotta tile. But you have some edge damage. Wherever we laid it on the tile and hammered it, that's where your edge is not sharp anymore.
I really didn't get as nice an edge on the blade as I wanted to.
Bladesmiths, to see how sharp your blades are, I will take your weapon and I will deliver a slash across these tatami mats. Dave, you're up first. You ready?
Absolutely.
Let's do this. I like the overall shape of your blade. It's got a wide taper that goes into the edge of your blade. So when you cut, definitely lacerate it through and cut through the first part of the tatami mat. Overall, your blade will cut. Jordan, you're up. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Well, Jordan, your blade is one of the lightest and skinniest, but it goes to show that you don't need a heavy blade to be able to cut through, and it's plenty sharp. Your blade will cut. Good job.
Thank you.
Rick, you're up next. You ready?
I guess I have to.
Your handle, it's a little bit on the blocky side, but it is enough to grab hold onto. Your edge, the profile you have is thick, so once it cuts through, it hung up in there because these are very tightly wound. But what we are looking for is an edge that will lacerate. Your weapon will cut.
Thanks, Doug.
Good job.
Bladesmiths, the judges have made their final decision. It's time for one of you to leave the forge. Rick, your blade did not make the cut. Dave will explain.
Rick, you came through, you turned in a blade that was tested. In the end, it came down to the edge geometry of your blade and the fact that your blade is the least finished of all three of our blades. That's the reason we're letting you go.
Rick, please surrender your blade.
I knew that it was going to be difficult, but I've never been this emotional in my entire life. I'm passionate about it. Thank you. From this experience, I've had a tremendous adventure. I think I've made some new friends, but I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to go back to my family.